Welcome back to the OSS Master Series. I'm your host Bala Jikumar. Today we are entering the important era of modern telecom operations, the era of customer experience. This is episode 7, the OSS for service assurance and customer experience from network health and health experience. For decades, OSS, Operation Support System, is focused on the network aspects. Was the network up? Can service be provided? When KPIs are within thresholds, KPI stands for Key Performance Indicators. The alarms are under control. Today, the network is only half the story. The real story is the customer. Because the network can be perfectly healthy from an operations point of view, but the customer can still have terrible experience. Today we explore how OSS has evolved from just monitoring infrastructure to understanding customer experience. The shift from a network-centric point of view to a customer-centric point of view is a big transition in OSS space. Traditional OSS measured network health. Devices being connected, able to pass on data back and forth. Modern OSS measures experience, more specifically from a customer point of view. Network health is all about throughput, latency, jitter, packet loss. All of these are very key to measure the network health. Whereas customer experience health is all about responsiveness, video quality, page reload time or refresh time, application performance. This shift is profound. It changes how operators think and how they measure and how they prioritize and how they automate. What does service assurance really means? Service assurance is a discipline of ensuring services being provided by the operators works as expected. In some cases, especially for business customers, operators provide some sort of an SLA, a service level agreement, which means the operators are promising the customer for a premium price that they will provide, say, the network is available 5 nines or 99.999% of the time. Service assurance job is to monitor those things. It can be grouped into two broad categories, proactive and reactive assurances. But across these two categories includes some fundamental aspects of service assurance. Monitoring not just the network but also the customer feedbacks or customer experience, correlation, impact analysis, experience measurement, predictive analytics, and closed loop automation. Service assurance is a bridge between network performance, service performance, and customer satisfaction. What does it mean? It means that just because the network performance is good, service performance is good, customer satisfaction may not be good. So you have to make sure you take all of these things in a holistic fashion. The data behind assurance. In the first class, we talked about FCAPs, some fundamentals of OSS. So the data being generated by the FCAPs is what comes into play here. The fault data, performance data, inventory data, topology, AI agents, customer premise data, application telemetry for signaling purposes. These data form the foundation of experience analytics. Modern service assurance operates at 3 levels. Real-time, which is sub-second telemetry, instant RCA, which is root cause analysis, live dashboards, which are more dynamic in nature. Second one is proactive, threshold prediction, congestion, forecasting, early warnings based on certain criteria. Then predictive analysis, and AI-based anomaly detection, failure prediction, experience degradation, and predictive assurance in the future, fixing problems before the customer notices. Customer-centric KPIs. This has become more traditional as we go into the next generation of OSS. Of course, the data and amount of information being collected is exponentially larger than what it was in earlier years. Traditional KPIs just measures the network. Experience KPIs measures the customer experience. Some of the key examples of customer experience depends on the type of service also. MOS score or mean opinion score, typically used for voice calls, application responsiveness, session success, page load time, video buffering, video latency, gaming latency. All of these different services have different criteria or KPIs. This is what actually customer feels and sees. If any one of these things are slow or different, customer will say the network is bad, our network is slow, and they may not be happy. These KPIs reflect what customers actually feel. Service impact analysis. Which customers are affected? Which services are affected? What is the severity of those things? What is the business impact? What is the geographical impact? All of these things transform the operations from a reactive to proactive assurance. If you look at the assurance architecture, the modern architecture includes data injection. So you collect all the data from the network, you do correlation of this data to make sense of the data, and then you do analytics on top of this data and display in a dashboard using visualization tools so that laymen can interpret the data. And the automation of this data, what do you do with the data being observed with various criteria? Probes, agents provide active and passive measurements which are deployed across the network. These probes and agents constantly keep feeding the data into the system. CPE telemetry data provides insights from customers' environment. Application assurances analyzes DNS data, HTTP, video, gaming, voice over IP. Topology aware assurances maps dependencies and performs a hop by hop or segment by segment analysis both at a physical layer and a logical layer, which is very important. Again, each layer has its own challenges. And AI-driven assurances provides pattern recognition, predictive scoring, intelligent routing or rerouting, in some cases probabilistic RCA, experience forecasting. AI, by applying AI in assurance space, it basically moves from a reactive to predictive space. Experience-driven closed loops automate the entire cycle. You detect the problem, you analyze the problem, you decide a solution on the problem, and you go and implement the problem, and then obviously you go and verify the problem that has been implemented and actually solves the original problem being identified. This experience-driven loops prioritize actions based on customer impact, and obviously just because you implement a solution doesn't mean that customer problem is solved. You need this feedback loop to verify the experience after the solution is being deployed, and then measure the customer impact. For example, if a VIP customer experiences latency, like I mentioned earlier, some VIP customers have something called SLA, a service level agreement, which means you need to meet certain criteria. So you constantly keep monitoring, and if the latency is experienced by the customer, the loop triggers immediately and remediation is applied as soon as possible so that the customer impact is minimized. If the major enterprise service degrades, the loop escalates automatically. If a video buffering increases in a region, the loop adjusts capacity or if available automatically. This is where OSS has become customer-centric. The future of assurance includes digital experience, simulated customer journeys, basically putting forward an experience with various real-world scenarios like weather impact, bringing down cell sites or network failure, equipment failure, all kinds of solutions are injected, and then see what happens to the customer experience. And you create an experience operations center which is only focused on how the customer experience is, and you create dashboards to support those things and measure it in real time. And experience driven automation which triggers by customer impact, not just the network threshold or driven by when the customer calls the assurance network center regarding some problems. Autonomous assurance, which means self-healing, self-optimizing, self-protecting the network. This is where the network starts taking care of itself proactively. In closing, the customer is the network. If the customer experience is bad, even if the network is perfectly operational, the bottom line OSS is not functioning as expected. So it's very important to monitor the customer experience and map it to the network aspect and measure it in the correct KPIs. This brings us to the end of episode 7. We explored the shift from a network-centric to a customer-centric operation, the rise of predictive assurance, the power of AI, and the future experience-driven automation. In episode 8, we will explore OSS for monetization and business insights, the financial brain of modern telecom operations. Thank you for joining, and I will see you next episode. Please like and subscribe so that I can keep pushing new content to this podcast. Thank you.